especially with this facet, is that he should have a pretty good time. This hero wins a lot of just like 1v1s. I don't know. I would like to see this Slardar pick pay off, but it is a little bit of a greedy one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it does. I think it could be... We've seen the Slardars not pan out if you have a bad start. So, we'll have to see how good of a start he can have, see if any first bloods happen. Bignum did go Carney Classics on the Ringmaster, the original souvenirs. Not going to get the weighted pie this time and such, which I feel would have been kind of funny, but probably not very effective as Lycan runs at you max speed. You push him away for a moment, and then he just gets back to you.
It's a late smoke. They're going to try and collapse here, maybe onto Skem. It wouldn't be a bad grab, but they're looking for something else on the backside instead. Okay, no, they're getting the full wrap around here. Skem might be in some trouble. Shard block is out. He's going to maybe go for the illusion to push himself out, and it works! And now Yamsun's the one in a rough spot. A very good bait there from the Naga Siren. Brush comes through from Yopaz looking for RCY, and it looks like just off of that, Shopify will open this game 2-0. They will grab themselves runes, and that was without the Lycan. This is one of those things about the Naga Siren you gotta remember. She can just quickly jump across those shards.
Well, it is a little bit luck-based on which spot you spawn in. But it was a nice setup from Shopify. So even if Naga had died there, I think you are getting some return kills from Shopify, as we saw. And like you said, even a 4v5 and it goes their way. So a bit rough for them. They don't even get the souvenir for Ringmaster, which you frequently see these first blood attempts when you have a Ringmaster because you want to start the lane with who knows what you're going to get. If you get Strongman, that's the best. But all of them have some kind of use when you get Carney Classics.
Oh, free courier there from Speed. Baka is going to lose his tangos. That's actually kind of costly.
Yeah, the Snapfire. Snapfire has a double set, so should be okay until the courier respawns at least.
A little bit of trading here.
The pole camps, I mean.
That's nice. He gets the block off still.
Yeah, he will know where it's going to be, though, since he had to use the sentry from right there. So immediate unblock in the mid lane. Two tanky boys bashing each other away. Beastmaster coming out ahead for now. I think you need a couple more levels on the Slardar so that the water bonus is more helpful.
Well, the water bonus clicks in at level 6. Like, it's based on his ult.
Oh, you're right. Yeah,
for Seaborn Sentinel, but you trade better with just more levels in Crush, because like every time he comes near you, you're just spamming Crush and bonking him because you'll have infinite mana from the bottle. The problem is Beastmaster has so much magic stacking damage, whereas like against a physical damage hero, that Seaborn Sentinel pays off a little bit more, right? Because you have that extra armor. But the magic damage, I feel like, might cause him to struggle.
Skem might be struggling in the top lane.
Yeah. Ooh.
Dispels. Okay, so that is the annoying thing for Wildcard. She just dispelled the Cinder Brew and the Impalement Arts, and then after that, they didn't have the damage to finish the kill.
Yeah.
So, a little bit tricky to initiate on the Naga.
So this is where the question of at level 3, do you go for the 2 points in Impalement Arts and just try to stick it on the TA? Or do we go more points and Tame the Beast?
I feel like Impalement Arts might be safer, because if Tame the Beast hits the barrier, you're getting no value.
Oh, man, they've got Yamato's damage stacking up there from the Cinder Brew and the Dagger. And that's, I think, what we would prefer to see in the lane, right? Keep the damage on the TA. Like, Skem can do quite a bit, like you said, in terms of dispelling, but you'll burn through the refractions fairly easily. Bottom lane, potential fight for this for this Lotus. As Baka's fallen low, hiding into the trees, dodging quite a few of that flak attacks now, as Yamsun trying to finish off the kill, trying to run him down. The Snapfire makes it into the trees. Yamsun never even sees him. Instead, just turn his attention on over to Baka's here. The Lycan gets the summons out to split that Rocket Barrage damage, and he's going to survive as well. So, good movement there from Shopify to not die, but overall, really good trade here for Wildcard.
Yeah, the Wolves absorbed enough damage that he couldn't get the kill with Rocket Barrage, and in the past, it's a little different now because of all the fast and everything, but in the past, there were two different schools of thought of whether Lycan counters Gyro or if Gyro counters Lycan, because they both have tools against each other. For example, Flak kills all the summons, you scale up a lot, and Lycan wants to run into the fight, but you just kill everything without even needing to do anything differently on the Gyro. At the same time, Gyro in the lane after Rocket Barrage gets absorbed by the Wolves, and he doesn't like being single target focused down, which is exactly what Lycan does. So it really depends on who does better. I think facets have changed this a little, but I think the core philosophy is still true.
Yeah, I like that. That's a cool breakdown of that matchup that I'm sure a lot of people have not considered.
Who picked it first? Lycan came after the
Lycan
Gyro?
came after, yeah.
Okay,
mid lane, Yopaj trying to get the dive here. He will get hit from the Hawk. No, it doesn't come in time. The 3 points crush. That's all you need. Honestly, a lot of this set up from the fact that there is a great rotation to take the rune away. Now, level 2 Tame the Beast is up. All right, they will cancel the TP, and Snapfire being mid means bottom lane Pakaz is going to take a lot of damage here. Trying to get his way back to the tower. Blood Grenade connects, and with the Rocket Barrage, this time they will take down the Lycan.
Snapfire does snipe the Ringmaster kill. I'd say the Lycan kill worth a little bit more, but you did get a TP rotation from Speed. I mean, he canceled it, but at least he used it.
Yeah.
So that might set up future opportunities where he can't respond to a gank. So right now, he just found Hellscream setting up on RCY. I don't think he can finish this. Wildcard gonna play it safe, back up. That's the right call, because there's actually 3 heroes from Shopify waiting here.
Yeah, Yopaj is level 6, and he knew that this was coming, so he's trying to get his team near him so he can maybe make a play with it. But RCY barely outside of the crush range there, otherwise he might have died. And with that, Seaborn Sentinel levels up. He's just not really worried about getting pushed out of the lane now. Does a ton of damage, and just like that, quick kill onto the Tusk, and they're going to look for more. Great cookie to
The Beastmaster even has more last hits and denies, but the series of kills Yopaj was involved in, from the first blood to, you know, all the kills we just saw, he's about a full level ahead. And that means you just can't really trade in the lane anymore because you're corrosive hazed, and at any point he runs at you, he's going to be doing so much extra damage.
Yeah, the Slardar doesn't actually need to attack you. It's just crush. And that's the thing that a lot of people maybe aren't aware of with like the change on the kind of choices here. Like some people in the past would max the bash, but it's really max Slither and crush on this hero, which does all the work.
They needs the most evasion in the world right now.
You getting bailed out here from the Ringmaster, but nah, they just dive him. They're bringing a lot of heroes down here, now finding RCY on the Beastmaster. He does have Roar, but they're going to try and take the Wisdom Shrine away. They will get it on Yopaj. Roar used onto Yamato to try and get the safety, but now Big Num, the one in trouble as well. Even committing the Strongman Tonic to try and survive, but it's not enough. 4 heroes here from the tops, or on the top side, and now bottom lane. They can't even push out Pakaz. Yeah, he's doing fine.
Just a moment away. I think that was like the last 0.2 seconds, and then Bignum would have secured the Wisdom Shrine. And even as you lose some heroes, at least you got that. But Yopaj, with his extra movement speed, slips in there. Now, with the level advantage on his supports, a follow-up kill onto Beastmaster. Things are getting out of control. I was expecting a more even back-and-forth game, but that first blood, 2 kills even, has quickly led to Yopaj just killing everybody. 4-0-5. He's involved in every single kill right now for Shopify Rebellion. He just picked up an amplified damage rune. He gets smoked up by Hellscream. He's gonna go look for a 10th kill in the bottom lane.
This is how you have to play Slardar mid. That you can't like just sit back and farm. You need, as soon as you have level 6, your supports need to be playing around you and just running at heroes. If you're playing passive, you're kind of missing out the entire timing of him. He's now level 7, so 4th point and crush is online. He's gonna see Yamsun here on the bottom side. Scam gonna try and close the gap, but look at the damage. A quarter of his health gone immediately off of that crush, and now Speed in trouble as well. Held down, all that minus armor coming through, doing so much work. And yeah, Snowball, I'm a moment of space, but another crush from Yopaj. Level 8, looking at the tier 1 tower bottom. As top side, they're going to maybe dive Yamato. They have the split up. And with this,
they need something in return.
They're coming through the gate. Scam's level 6. You have Song of the Siren.
Level 6 already, so high level.
Oh boy. And now Fade, he's gonna recombine here on that Earth Panda. Mortimer Kisses even coming through. Big Num can't survive. This is a disaster and a really unfortunate series of events as they're just gonna continue the chase. Now looking for more reeled in here by the Naga Siren. There's gonna be a great roar. They take down the TA. Yamsun trying to get away as Yopaj looking to close the gap, but can't. Okay, 2 kills in return. Wildcard desperately needed those.
It does cost them their bottom tower, though. Lycan never rotates over. He's just content to farm up his Helm of the Dominator, which is now finished. We're seeing such a snowball effect here, and it can look really bad for Wildcard, like they're being outclassed, but sometimes you just get these series of events that are a little unlucky, and it just gets out of hand. The First Bloods, the Wisdom Shrines, everything slowly going Shopify's way, and now you end up with a huge level advantage, massive net worth advantage, 4K at 10 minutes, and it might get worse because like look at Yopaj, he's just running in, doesn't care. Enemies have the map.
You have Helm of the Dominator now too, so the pack leader is already going to start to make like having a pretty big impact for this Lycan. So now you don't even have to commit heavily. Oh my gosh, Yamsun top lane just sold off by Yamato and, you know, a deluge from the Naga Siren. But I was going to say, you don't even have to commit now in Slardar. You can just throw the ult on someone and let your Lycan summons go run at them now, because they do a ton of damage.
This is... Unfortunately, I think we're going to see the rough side of Brewmaster now, which is that when you fall behind, this hero just feels very underwhelming, and there's not really a better build than Radiance. We used to see some Spirit Vessels. It's like an okay acceptable build, but honestly, after that, you kind of go back for Radiance, and it just is this big window where if you're ahead and you can just occupy a huge part of the map and they can't come to you, it works. When you fall behind and you're easily killed and you just have to farm your own half of the map for the Radiance, feels really bad, and that's the version we're getting this game right now.
There it is. I was about to bring attention with the blink coming through now on Yopaj. Now he is going to get roared, run up to the high ground, but he's got a trap here, and Speed just gets crushed. Mortimer Kisses almost finish him off, but Yamsun on the backside actually doing a lot of damage here. The deluge continuing to slow him. He's trying his best, chasing him through the trees here. He's going to get caught from the ensnare, and now finally gets the kill. Took a while, but you get something. That's a lot of gold, actually. 560 gold for that Snapfire kill.
That's crazy. She was 6-1 and 7. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I didn't realize all the kills are on Snapfire and Yopaj. A couple around the other heroes, but all right. That's much better than I thought then, to get that Snapfire. And fortunately, Yamsun gets it as well, which he desperately needs. He is falling very far behind the TA. Gyro, usually one of the fastest farming carries because of the flat cannon, but TA can pretty much match what he does. It's so much damage, man.
Yeah, this is... He doesn't even have Shard yet. This is the other thing. Like, the Slardar buys Shard immediately at 15, and that Crush will start doing 600 damage.
He's gonna do it again.
Yeah, Chain Stun's there onto the Brew. No ult for now. He's gonna pop that Oh, that was just a stick. They're chasing, dude. Where do you go? Crush will connect anyway. Big Num throws the Wheel of Wonder like maybe they can't get out of the base, but Doesn't even seem like they want to leave. Slardar will just blink in a few moments.
Slardar certainly waiting in the base. I don't think he's leaving, dude. He's gonna see if someone comes out. He wants a kill.
Yeah.
Ah, Yopaj, come on. What are you? You don't want to throw the game? Come on.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, and 7,000 gold advantage now for Shopify. They are really playing clean. I want to point that out. Like, this is... It's one of those things like, yeah, that first death in the mid lane was really unfortunate, but at the same time, like, they have capitalized on every opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And their timings have been really slick as well. 14-minute Wisdom Shrine coming out. They make the immediate rotation over, looking for Fade here once again, who doesn't actually have the Primal Split, but they will respect this. They don't want to give anything up. And now Speed all alone here. They will get that kill. Maybe chase for more here with Yopaj looking to blink in a moment. RCY has Roar, doesn't get a chance to use it.
Now, in the same way I was talking about Brewmaster, you know, unfortunately we're seeing the struggling side of that hero. The Shopify Rebellion draft, I was worried that it could easily go one way or the other. It could completely fall apart, not have enough initiation, everyone's doing the same thing to farm back up. But when it works, this is the game plan they had in mind. We're going to win our lanes. We're going to get a nice timing on Yopaj, Slardar, trust him to carry us, and he's just going to go around, get kills, and all side lanes are going to benefit from his negative armor. Oops, barely missed.
I don't think it matters. Here comes Lycan. Oh, never mind. He maybe missed micros there.
Song?
Gets roared. In some trouble, but Song and the Siren will bail out Pakaz for now. They're thinking about going back in. Instead, they find themselves the Brewmaster. Fade will get chased on down. The evasion. It works. He misses 3 attacks in a row, and now Slardar stunned up. Gets pushed up to the high ground, actually, as they don't have vision.
He's
Fade.
out.
No.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Wait, they did have a Warden Observer there. How come
No,
couldn't
they
hit
placed
him?
it as he was
As he was leaving?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's an unfortunate void pull.
It's kind of a good idea because otherwise he gets out with Guardian Sprint. Like, he'll just run. But I guess they just thought they would have the vision down faster. Oh no, Yamsen being found in the back. Thought he had a little space with the Slardar leaving, but no, the other heroes are all pretty strong on their own right now, too.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So they're going to pressure this tier 2. After this, I wouldn't be surprised if they back for Tormentor because they have some really good shards this game. Snapfire getting that little Mortimer Kiss, always fantastic. Ooh, jump in, silence, and into a Meld Strike.
The shard from
the
TA,
Templar Assassin.
yes.
Yeah, it's so good. It's a must buy early. It really is. Yamato now with a double kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Why go Tormentor when you can take all tier 2 towers?
That's what I was. Do you even leave? Like, do you just go high ground?
They're
I think
popping
the
ult.
safe play is Tormentor Roche, but yeah, I mean, you have a deep ward down here. Scouts out Yamsun. He just cannot get out of here.
He has their own ward down here as well to try and help, but yeah, not quite a safe spot.
At least they didn't
All right, now
notice
you
he
go
placed
Tormentor.
it, so it'll stay up for a little longer. Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're already at a 16k lead at 17. That's crazy. Tormentor into Roche should be pretty simple for Shopify. And
So much
at that
minus
point,
armor.
yeah, you're looking at a 20k lead. Are we close to like BKBs? I think so, like 1,000 gold for Slardar. I think that'll line up really nicely. If you go for Roche, do a little bit of farming, you'll have plenty of Aegis time and BKBs, Desolators.
Now you have the Naga Siren Shard with drums, so if your team even gets in danger, you have the song into that regen. Help keep your team going.
Yopaj getting to work on the Roche on his own. Okay, there we go. Yamato joining in. They got a lot of negative armor. It's that synergy we were talking about. It's 3 physical damage cores, and that can be all-in success, all-in failure. In this case, 18k lead. We can see where that's going. But in another world, you see, like, the evasion from Brewmaster would have been amazing versus all these cores.
Yeah.
The armor build-up, Pavis, Solar, I don't know, Vlad's, Ghost Scepters, whatever, right? It would have been perfect versus all the cores. So it could have easily been Wildcard with the crazy lead this game.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Earlier, you said the strategy can go one way or the other. Which is this game the one way or is this the other way?
I'm thinking it's the other way, but I'll see this high ground push, finalize my decision after that.
Maybe it is one way. Who knows? The Deso on the TA is going to help a lot. We're with the towers. You have this big old granite golem giving your team just that much more HP and stuff to play around. The drums going to help slow or speed up this tower. Okay, they get the summon. Fate, okay, goodbye, half your HP.
I don't think he was even... Was he corrosive? Oh, he is corrosive haste. Okay.
Yeah, he's corrosive. Yeah.
Phew. Makes sense.
So, Blink Crush, I feel like, is coming any second. There it is. Oh, nice save from the Ringmaster. They do... Oh, the side blades, the spill damage. Fate dies! Oh, my goodness. Yamato, I mean... The Brewmaster's got evasion, but not the Tusk. What a lineup. GG is out 19 minutes into this game. Shopify, I'll be honest, dude, I said earlier, they're looking good.
This is a very Dom recall, so just keep going, and make space for the Morphling, and maybe even the Magnus to farm, though I think Magnus getting involved would also be good. For Wildcard, eyes on this Bounty and this Storm. I think those two heroes have to do well, and you have to be finding track kills, and you zip onto them, and then the Dawnbreaker comes in. You gotta be on time with that. Otherwise, you're gonna fall behind to the pace of the Tiny and the Coddle.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bounty Hunter has a lot of potential here. It just keeps coming down to the Dawnbreaker you mentioned, and you're right about, is the fact that this is an all-in hero. When you play her in the lane, you're not a hero that like does small trades. You're like committing Celestial Hammer into your Starbreaker to try and burst a hero 100 to 0. And they don't actually have a stun between the Warlock and the Morphling, so Morphling would have to waveform to dodge it. But if the Warlock is ever too far forward, you could do it. You could burst the Warlock, I think, with the Bounty and the Dawnbreaker. So I can understand it for that reason. The alternative is, like you said, Bounty's just lane dragging here, and you're just sitting back at your tower on the Dawnbreaker, spamming, Celestial Hammer from afar for CS, which doesn't sound great,
Yeah, I think bottom is a test of lane management for both teams. Yeah. Like, whoever manages the creep wave better, and you step up a little too far, or you're just far enough back, that determines if you live or die or win that lane.
Smoked up here on both teams. Who's going to walk into who? Oh, nothing yet. They just sentry blocked the hard camp.
Game 1, we had a double kill for Shopify, so both teams going to be on their toes.
Again, I'm carrying both sentries right now, so see if you can find a ward. Both of them plays pretty close to each other in the mid lane. Now, here's where Bounty kind of thrives, giving this vision that little bit of extra stun. Magnus might have to go skewer here if he wants to live. No, okay. They're not going to be able to stay on top of him. Hellscream, though, in very far. The blinding light will push them back, but the slow's constantly coming through, and they're just going to try and... Well, I'm saying trying to get the kill to RCY, but Yamsun will take it for himself instead. And that is a... complete 180 from what we saw last game.
Yeah, a bit greedy to go in for that, I think. Maybe he had his eyes on what was happening to Pakaz. No, unfortunately, didn't get the rune either. So, yeah, didn't win on any front there. The rest of his team managed to pick up 2 runes, so it's still an even rune split, but now the first blood going over to Yamsun. And this top lane, I think you can get the farm you need on Magnus Coddle, but you got to be careful of dying, which if you pop meta and then Frostbite, a lot of damage is coming out. So that's going to be just a little bit more powerful now too, although the courier died. Did it deliver its items? I actually missed that.
It looks like it because he started with a stick. So I think he has the extra regen there.
I can't do this kind of math.
I don't know.
Is this 600 gold? I think you're right. I think it delivered the items. How's our other lanes going? Mid, bit even right now. Like you said, Static Slide helped a lot in that matchup. Whereas the bottom, yeah, Skem started with the 2 sentries. You got to do this versus the bounty. You got to know if he's in the lane. You got to be ready to block camps, unblock camps. We were mentioning it's a lane equilibrium battle. I see Fade behind the tower with some creeps. So far, everyone's doing okay. Morphling maybe a little bit more okay.
Oh, good pull there from Speed to deny Hellscream this one. Now, he's not quite level 2, so once the Crystal Maiden has that, the pressure definitely starts to add, but they're doing a great job at shutting down this bounty as well. He is not having a great time, but kind of doing his job, like you said, in terms of trying to manipulate the creep waves.
Speed opting for the second point in Arcane Aura. If you want to go aggressive, you go Frostbite. But if you're doing a more passive farming lane, you go QE and just keep using Q. So it looks like their plan is just get the farm we can up here. It's also going to help his other lane. Storm with just a little bit more mana regen. That bottom lane, Bounty should be able to use Shadow Walk pretty much freely with just that extra regen. So, you know, maybe opting a passive, but helpful to the team start.
All right, so this is Lotus time. Now, we know that typically Bounty is the king of these because you can just sit in here invis, Skem.
This is peak gameplay.
This is a last man standing. Two may enter, one may leave. All right, it looks like
the sentry.
Yeah,
and he's happy with that.
Yeah, I think getting the sentry makes it all right.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You're never killing these heroes, right? So that Lotus in the grand scheme of things doesn't really change things much for them. Maybe it helps out the bounty, but you're not here to kill these heroes.
Top side, I think Keeper got it. It's actually pretty tough to contest Keeper because he can just blinding light you out of the pit. It's pretty funny. It's like a little extra mini game he has where he can let you channel and then knock you out at the last second.
Yeah. Overall, much more stable lanes this time around, it seems.
Yeah, very different from last game where things were getting completely out of control already at this point. I think level 6s in the mids and then the power runes will be the real catalyst for when things start getting faster in this game.
Topside, Frostbite with the meta. You talked about this specifically. It's a lot of damage. Blood Grenade, Reflection to continue the chase. And they will, I think, one more Frostbite. Yeah, there they go. Takes down Pecan's. Kill goes the way of Yamsun, and Hellscream really can just watch from the sidelines here.
Good punish. You know Hellscream's trying to creep drag, which means he can't help the Magnus at all. Speed really making him work for this. He wants to force the creeps under the tower, but he's got to be careful. If he stays too long, it's a dangerous place to be as a Crystal Maiden.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Oh, Yamsun's courier. There is so much on that as well. Huge
like
find for Pakaz.
Yeah, half the Falcon Blade almost. So Pakaz here He does have the skewer. The Crystal Maiden needs to try and find a way to get to him, but she did pop onto a ward there for a moment, so he kind of knows how to, like, what direction he's able to play.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
and he's moving away from the rune, which is where speed wants to be at 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So speed's going to give up the chase, going to stay for the rune. Might be dangerous, though, because 2 heroes up here. It's a haste.
Quick deny.
Okay, good call. Just immediate deny and run. Should let them know there's a ward here, though. If they actually already have the sentry down, they just don't see up that high ground yet. That's actually funny. They're scared of the missing storm.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Joke's on them. He's in the fountain right now.
I'm AFK mauling out here. Are you doing the level 6s? No power runes to force anything, but Storm with the zip could be the first to make a play, especially with the bounty. That bounty even gets the ward, so if Storm does go top, might be unspotted. Oh, actually, there's a second one up here, really making sure that they don't get...
A lot of river wards. There's
Yeah,
3
don't get
wards
surprised.
committed to the river. So 7 minutes. We're gonna see these wisdom shrines become a target. Yamsun's just gonna run by the Magnus. Big Num here as well. They've got to prevent them from actually making it inside. They don't. Oh no, Big Num just needed to stun the Tiny, and as a result, the shrine goes to Yopaj. You're gonna lose speed. And on the other side, Yamato versus Fade. One may enter.
Yamato wins this with Big Num here. He's gonna be forced to run.
Okay. Actually, might be able to finish the job. Nice pushback. Okay, that was close.
So scary. I think Yamato's fine, but he's gonna have to just keep running the whole time.
Yeah, he has another waveform, and he has a raindrop protecting him, so he should be okay. Yeah.
All
Wow.
right.
Okay,
one
so
for one, but I think that could have been a successful deal. Like you were saying, if Bignum plays to lose his life, but just prevent any rotations from getting in, I think the rest of his team gets out with the shrine, and I think that's worth it.
yeah, that was definitely a little bit of a maybe like a misplay, because it really could have been just he walks up and stuns the Tiny, right, and they get the shrine. But I don't know. Maybe he couldn't see him for some reason. I don't know. Like, I don't want to overanalyze it, but
Well, they had a lane ward. I don't know. I think they saw.
yeah. I mean, that's a very unfortunate play there. Getting that Wisdom Shrine would help a lot, because Bounty, we already talked about, needs to have a really good game. Getting closer to level 6 would have been the dream.
Stupendous.
The 8-minute power rune was a shield rune, denied out by Gem. Well, actually, he picked it up, but no one cares about a warlock with a shield rune, so it might as well have been denied. So these mids, they really want to get these runes and do something with it, but instead it's just a quiet farming game, which I think actually favors Shopify, because Tiny has a harder time making plays even with power runes. I'd say Haste and Invis are maybe the best to catch people off guard, and if it just ends up a quiet farming time to blink while the Storm does not successfully zip on people with Arcane, Amplify, Haste over, right? Like, so many runes work to make the ganks happen for the Storm. I think this is actually good for Yopaj, who is already 1,400 gold on the way to the blink. He's skipping Soul Ring, something we don't always see, but he gets to do it with a Caudle on his team. Are they going to... Yeah. Oh, he was a little short of mana for the toss. I think maybe they could do that.
They're going to try again. He has another Avalanche. Dawnbreaker coming in to put a stop to this. Vortex pulls him back in, but Yopaj is too far committed. Now looking for the Keeper of the Light with a very nice kill here for Yamsun.
Ooh, that was kind of close.
That Illuminate almost caught the Storm, but this should be a lot of damage into this mid tower.
Unless they all just walk away.
They're really not going to commit on mid with the meta, huh?
I'm pretty surprised by that, because I thought that was a really fast rotation mid by all of Wildcard, which I loved.
Agreed.
I thought that was like a bait by Storm, and then you commit meta, Caudle kill, cool. I don't know why they didn't go for at least some mid tower damage. I know Caudle killed a lot of the wave with the Illuminate, but I feel like you can tank it with illusions and at least chip it down like half of it.
You could have gotten like at least a third of the health with just the like Terrorblade illusions. But yeah, not wanting to commit. We're gonna see fighting happening in both the lanes right now. Is Scam gonna go down? Avalanche toss from Yopaj. We'll be able to dodge out some of that damage though. And with Bounty hitting level 6, this is when things might start accelerating here for Wildcard.
I was going to say, I guess that's the read from Wildcard. Sure, you could push a faster tempo, but if you split up, you get more farm. So they must be envisioning a later timing. I like taking that mid tower, though, because it makes it easier for Bounty and Storm to maneuver around the map and find pickoffs. So we'll see if it pays off. I mean, you know, more farm on the Terrorblade and the Dawnbreaker for the play they opted for. See if that matters in the upcoming fights.
You're just losing your tower mid, though. This Catapult is still alive. It will finally die here. They don't want to tank this tower too much longer. Okay, that's one way to save it.
I love it. I love it. They're trying to keep it alive.
Tosses it back.
You got to tank a couple hits.
It.
Tank a couple hits. Yeah, Warlock, heal me. This is amazing. I love that play so much.
Yeah, if no real way to kill it, so they're instead going to get aggressive. RCY is going to go in. Another jump from the Dawnbreaker, and Yopaj falling very low. Fatal Bonds is out. Low mana here on the Storm, but Yamsun, again, coming mid. So 5 heroes from Wildcard to put a stop to this. Will they push the mid tower? It doesn't look like it. They've split up again. Dawnbreaker's already bottom.
The regen. You only need the Terrorblade. Meta up in 1.
Nah, he's going back top.
They're really not doing this, huh?
Storm's actually TPing. They want the Magnus. Well, this is worth it if they get him.
Yeah, track kill is pretty good.
That is super worth. The track kill plus using that regen rune efficiently, and now they look for the top tower with the meta.
Okay, okay.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Bait the enemies to go defend mid. Get the Magnus, get the top tower. A wild card, I see you. Now, actually, the bottom safe lane tower is ideal for them because of the Tormentor spawn being down there.
Yeah.
But they didn't have to use meta, so they could twin gate and go attempt the bottom. But they will find Shopify waiting for them. They actually scan it, so they know they're down here. And it's Shopify that clears up this tower first, which sets them up for the Wisdom Shrine into Tormentor combo. I think they're waiting for ultimates on Wildcard, but then you have to go down. Yeah. Bounty,
they see him. Yep, Dust comes out. Avalanche into the tossback, sends it to Tomato. He needs to get at least something off, but can't. Waveforms right through him. So, yeah, nice use of the sentry there, not breaking the enemy sentry. You know, not quite revealing exactly who's there and why. You know what they're doing.
He will be up in time for that bottom shrine and Tormentor. Shopify. I'm trying to get them to come mid though instead. Come mid, then we go for the shrine potentially.
Dawnbreaker's got ult. Are they gonna go for it again? Frostbite into the Metamorphosis. Yamato actually gets out for now. The toss, a lot of damage there from Yopaj. He gets it in this rune.
Ooh, what a twist.
And now Yopaj has Blink. He's just gonna go in aggressive and look for someone. Cause has Blink. Gewers back the Terrorblade, and goodbye Yamsun. That is the big pickoff, and now you have your own Terrorblade in the form of Morphling. They're just going to keep going. Level 6 now on the Coddle. Tiny's got tons of cooldown reduction and mana to play around. Going to continue to find these pickoffs. Avalanche toss, blown RCY's health bar up.
I think if you commit the Dawnbreaker ult right away, you might get that Morphling, though maybe it worked out in their favor because it would have opened up an amazing RP from Magnus, who in the end just gets one hero.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Shrines get split. Who's going to go for Tormentor first?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I think, oh, good read from Yopaj. I don't even think they had a ward. He just guessed that he's up here. But with this, Bignum on the run. Avalanche in 1. And one more toss from the Yopaj. That'll do it. Maybe he revealed on lane for a second. I'm not sure. But really good read there from the Tiny. As they'll clean up the top tower. And now they can go through the Twin Gate and look for Tormentor, right?
Yeah, I think Hellscream should actually head first so we could recall people in.
We're going to see a big fight here in a moment. Yeah, Coddle's going to pop the ult, look to bring someone through. Avalanche toss once again. Now, Dawnbreaker is here. A big ult, though, coming through in a Sunder on top of it. Yopaj falling low. RCY will finish the job, but running a little low on resources here. Can he get away from this Morphling? For now, looks like he can, but Fade maybe not so lucky. Skewer into the RP. They got him.
Too bad for Shopify. They get 2 kills, lose the Tiny, also lose the tower. I think if they go faster, they can get both the top tower and defend this bottom successfully. And it's got to start with Hellscream going first because he can recall people in. But in the end, it's not too bad anyways. And they do get the Tormentor, which is good for both supports. It's going to go to Skem. I'd say it's actually a little better on Hellscream, but
yeah,
Tormentor going your way, you'll never complain about that.
Yeah, it's not bad for either of these heroes. It gives you a lot more sustain in fights, regardless of which one you get, so pretty solid. Is this a much closer game? Wildcard at one point, I think, was up like 3,000 to 4,000. Now we're 2K here for Shopify.
This'll come in handy.
As Pakaz getting scouted out here. See if they can do something with this. Morphling is running at this Terrorblade.
Yeah, he was in his own meta form, so just chasing the Terrorblade down like that. Giving him the Terrorblade treatment.
Tiny finds Crystal Maiden. Does have the Avalanche still, and now RCY coming in. Hold up. Yopaj in some trouble. Hellscream gets delivered right to the front steps of Wildcard. 2 dead. You trade for the CM with Yamato sniping the backside, but now he needs to be careful. Great waveform dodge there, down to the low ground. Get himself out of danger. There's an amplify damage about to be bottled on the Storm, though. And maybe you just grab... I mean, you could just go Roche, but it looks like they're going to take mid-tower here, potentially. Big Nub. Scout Scam. And with the double damage, or the amplify damage of RCY, he actually doesn't finish the job, and hold up. RCY has to bail out of here.
Skem has 3 casual blood grenades in his inventory, and that actually made the difference there. Kept him alive, had the Shadow Word going. So, min-max those slots, guys. It matters in key moments like that. Still, you get the mid tower, and you do get to see the Bounty Storm combo. You want Bounty to go find the targets, and you need someone who can join him. That's the Storm with the long-range zips, and even the Dawnbreaker ult, although she didn't have it quite available for that play. She actually went Aghanims, which we didn't talk about quite yet, but that's going to allow her to... Oh, wait, they just changed it, didn't they?
Yeah, her
okay.
axe is...
Bounty
she drops down like really fast, then just carries the aura with her. It's still actually a pretty good Ags, because it also means she can do more damage by like using their other spells. But yeah, it's not as much of a like get out of jail free, like uncounterable type of Aghanim Scepter as it used to be.
It still lets her land faster, which is the important part of comboing with a bounty. I just wanted to, I had to go double check that, because you used to be able to like instantly land, and that was better, but it still brings it down to 1 second, which is quite fast.
Yeah. So we're gonna see the 20-minute power rune here in just a second. Both teams in a good spot to try and find this. It's going to spawn top. Now, this does give you vision. In comes the Dawnbreaker innate and Hellscream. Oh, potentially baited him out. The Avalanche toss there. Now here comes the Dawnbreaker. It just slams down immediately, staying on top of the Tiny. Big RP, though, from Pakaz. He finds 3. Fade on the run, but cannot escape. Yamato with this in power is just too strong. God, what a fight. What a turnaround, too. That was so sick.
Yeah, they wanted to try their luck on the Coddle. The Dawnbreaker innate gave them vision. They saw the rest of the team on the way as well, so they wanted to just do it quick and get out. I feel like they got baited as the Tiny catches bounty, like, oh, maybe we can do this, bring the Dawnbreaker in, but I think you should just give the bounty there and get out. And, I mean, in hindsight, yes, clearly. But because of that slip up, it is going to lead to a winning fight to Shopify, now getting the Roshan. First Roche going to... You just give it to Morphling, right? Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's going to be your building hitter, right? So let him have it. He's not worried about getting bursted now, as I think I don't know exactly what I just saw him finish up on Courier, but something big is coming out for this Morphling.
I think he's working on the Butterfly. I don't think he's got the money yet, but maybe a component is on the way.
Super big item. Actually, teleport scroll on the Courier. Huge.
Actually, one of the biggest items in Dota.
True.
Cannot be understated.
League wishes.
Imagine having to walk.
So
Terrorblade gonna get to work on a Scotty. Although Morphling has the, like, you just copy meta and it's really good, being a natural Scotty builder is really nice for Terrorblade. Can you get the Tiny this time?
they're kind of calling his bluff. He was like, I've got backup, but no, he didn't. That was a great call from Wildcard. They're like, guys, he doesn't have anybody here, does he? And just goes for it.
Maybe if your keeper had the shard instead of Warlock, you could have more people come in, because you can recall yourself to the Warlock and also call in the Magnus or the Morphling at the same time.
Yeah.
But you don't have that, so you're right. They just call the bluff. I don't know if it was scouted out by Bounty or they felt it in their souls, but great call. Get a tiny kill. Delay that BKB, waste some Aegis time. Though I don't think Shopify is trying to do too much with this Aegis. I think you're just getting it because you can get it and allow the Morphling to farm more securely. I don't think you have to push for objectives. I mean, this is a Morphling with 2 items, you know? He's working on the Butterfly, but it's like halfway there. So you'll chip a little bit, but I don't think you have too much urgency to get everything done right now.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Still trying to play around this Bounty Hunter bottom side. Does scout Yopaj, but do they have the follow-up damage? Great avalanche comes through. RCY has a shield rune. Will just go up onto the high ground, sees the Warlock TP, backs away. Also sees Pakaz here now.
I think they just want to force rotations, but I think they're going to at least get speed for this.
Yeah, there's no ways out of that one. And now with Hellscream coming in as well, you definitely need to be careful.
Try to get Morphling, who's been left alone, but yeah, you don't really have the tools without the Storm Zip. And even then, I think you actually need Terrorblade in meta there to kill him in time before your short amount of stuns end. So needs a big rotation to kill this Morphling.
Oh my
nice,
goodness.
nice
Yamsun denies the AD rune. That's nice.
That's usually really hard to do because to pick up a rune is instant. You just have to click it. Whereas to deny it needs an attack animation, but Tiny just being a little bit off of the rune spawn and the Terrorblade Illusion having such a fast attack speed, that's a nice play.
Ooh, they see the Morphling Manta, but I think he was actually just right under a sentry as well, so not too worried. Still has the Aegis anyway. So as we start to push further and further into this game, which lineup do you tend to prefer? Because this Aegis has bought a lot of time for Shopify, but there is still a Terrorblade.
That's true. I would typically favor a Magnus lineup going late just because RP is very powerful and pierces BKB. I think it will be down to who takes the best fight. Like in a direct 5-on-5, I'm going to favor Shopify. But you have Bounty, you have the Storm and the Dawnbreaker. So you have the tools to scout out what Shopify is doing and look for smaller pickoffs and play the map and try to force Shopify apart. which currently Shopify going to use the rest of this Aegis time to poke the high ground. I thought they weren't in too much urgency, but this final moments where the butterfly is done, they've got the team smoked up behind, all the ults available. They're getting some serious damage in here. You got to respond to this.
You also just have this like toss back from Tiny. You have the Magnus skewer back. They are going to rotate in from the bottom here and look for an opening. I mean, that's a good angle here from Wildcard. We'll see if they can actually find anybody with it. Sentry gets dropped behind. They know exactly where they are now. Jumps in RCY, pops the BKB. Gonna look here for Hellscream as Fade able to get on top of him. Golem out from Skem, but you're high ground. You've lost a range barracks. And now Skem in some trouble. Yopaj has his BKB trying to stand his ground, but this Terrorblade is doing too dang much. Gets the Sunder off as well. And with this, Yopaj doing his best to hobble away, but RCY's got the chase, gets the kill. Fade stuck here in the center of this enemy team. Skewer back though. Pakaz will drop the RP. Does he have the extra damage to finish the job? It's gonna be close. Fade here with the Starbreaker does manage to get it the kill. Now Pakaz tries to skewer up onto the high ground, going for a TP. RCY doesn't have mana. He gets it with the Soul Ring. Okay.
That's gonna be a sick play. Good wraparound from Wildcard, but I actually think Shopify should have been able to take that. I don't know if the blink was on cooldown, but I think if Pakaz just RPs the Terrorblade when he's low, he prevents the Sunder and you win that fight. But maybe the blink was on cooldown. I didn't click on him in time to see. If it was, then I guess there wasn't much you could do, and just great on Wildcard for taking that angle, finding the backline. Coddle may not seem like he contributes the most in a fight, but he just allows your teammates to contribute more because you keep reducing their cooldowns. So by taking him out, you're actually reducing the impact of Tiny and Morphling. So he's a great target to find first. Didn't cost them like anything, and then you just take the rest of the fight 5v4.
Coddle did buy his shard, so he now is able to move his team around the map very quickly. They will grab Tormentor here once again. It goes to Pakaz. So he's pretty happy about that. A little bit more skewer distance. Always good. As he's closing on his Ags as well. Just about 400 gold away, so that's not too far. As the Morphling gets himself the Terrorblade morph. Oh, they're going to jump in. They get their hands right on this Warlock. A great find. Now, Morphling able to dodge out of this. That's the gem. They just bought this and give it up immediately. The team nowhere nearby to help this.
That's a little bit of a misplay. Yeah, sometimes you can give the gem to a support, but you got to be very careful with where they're positioned. And in a close game like this, especially with the Storm Spirit, I think you have to be more of a group. Yeah, I mean, I guess they were 3, but that was like Morphling and both supports. So if the supports are threatened, Morphling's just like, yeah, see you guys. I'm not interested, you know? You got to get the other cores involved, not the Morphling. So a bit of a positioning mistake, and it's very painful to lose the gem. Not only is the map harder to deward on its current iteration, but the bounty, right? Just scouting you out, finding the right targets. It just became so much harder to deal with that.
And the gem is on Storm. Well, like, that's one of the best gem carriers in Dota. He can always find the supports now. So we'll see what they end up doing with this. Your high ground under siege again as the Avalanche toss deletes the Crystal Maiden. Now Fade comes in, lots of damage with the heals. Doing some work here from the Coddle. He's going to jump into the backside. RCY looking to take him out of the game, but the Golem gets dropped. RCY is getting low. The BKB protects him from now. RP available for Pakaz. Smoked up on the backside. He's waiting for his opportunity. As Yamato will finish off this range barracks mid, will turn his attention towards top. I mean, he's got the Demon Zeal. This guy is attacking so fast. There it is. Pakaz just kidnaps Fade, brings him right into the hands of this Morphling. And now Magnus, RP, the toss in from Yopaj. Can they burst him down? They can. 75 seconds. The team coordination from Shopify does not stop. One after the other, they get the big kills. They're gonna buy back on the bounty, but the Morphling with no fortification in his way will make quick work of these tier 4s. How long can they keep this up? Oh, Pakaz actually skewers him in aggressively. Dawnbreaker's buyback is there. They will get the Magnus for this, but you're thrown. It's falling. Can they protect Yamato to finish the game? They've got so much healing, and Yopaj with another Avatos just deleting Wildcard in this game. Falls apart in a flash. 2-0 for Shopify, and they will move on to the grand finals.
It's very